Hey, everybody, welcome back. If you have seen some of the other videos from the summit, Achieve Your Dream. We've had some phenomenal speakers, guest speakers, doing all kinds of interviews. I'm having the time of my life. And I'll tell you, we got a good one right now. This is a pretty lady, but she's got a lot of brains too. She's done a lot of things. And I'm going to read you her bio. This is a busy lady. Dr. Venus, the biohacking MD, I'm going to have to ask you about that later, is a board certified physician in the specialty of physical medicine and rehabilitation with a thriving medical practice in Southern California. A respected fitness trainer, she's had clients ranging from single moms to professional athletes and even an action film star. A repeat guest expert on the TV series The Doctors, she's been featured on several other shows, including NBC's Today and American Gladiators. That sounds fun. Having had great success in landing media exposure for her own brand, she now guides fellow entrepreneurs on increasing their visibility to grow their businesses as well. So if you've got anything going business-wise, you're going to really love what she has to say. Okay, now, since Achieve Your Dream, which is after my own heart, is based on what were you born to do, I'm going to ask you that question, and then I'm going to turn you loose. So, Dr. Venus Ramos, what were you born to do? Take it away.
Oh my goodness. What was I born to do? I think very much I am doing what I feel I was born to do.
Good.
At least as far as I can remember. People will ask me all the time, when did you decide you wanted to be a doctor? Mm-hmm. When did you make that decision? When did the idea of becoming a doctor first float through your head? And I do have a memory. There is some sort of a memory in the back of my mind. I can actually picture myself having fallen on the playground in preschool and something like someone slapping a Band-Aid on my knee. Perhaps it was the teacher, perhaps it was the school nurse, who knows? But someone doing that and me thinking, that's what I want to do. I want to fix and heal people. I want to be a doctor. Somehow, my earliest memory back in preschool, that's what I remember, wanting to be a doctor. So it's got to be what I was born to do. The rest of my life was spent trying to pursue this goal, no matter what other things may have interested me. And there are a lot of things in my life that have interested me. I was never swayed from the path of wanting to ultimately become a physician. So going that route and then finally choosing my specialty, which I think was perfectly suited for me, physical medicine and rehabilitation, has worked out wonderfully. I'm able to do things that I really enjoy, working to help keep people as functional as possible, restore function, optimize function, and even optimize function so that I'm not necessarily even focusing on patients in the medical field, but also to the general public, people that want to stay healthy, so that I teach them how to essentially optimize their function through biohacking techniques.
Oh, no, just a second now. To my generation, hacking is when you have a really bad cough. So what is biohacking?
Well, when it comes to biohacking, that is a term that actually it lends itself to a few ideas of what it really means. There is a very, I guess you can call it hardcore group that takes biohacking, I guess, to very extreme levels, where you do a lot of self-testing on yourself, research on yourself. You may have a lot of devices, these weird electronic or medical devices, measuring this, that, and the other thing, and making sure that your body is functioning at its peak level, and then that you're taking the right vitamins and supplements and sleeping at the right time, so that all of the recordings that these medical devices are putting out are actually showing you data that you like. That sounds a little complicated. It doesn't have to
And
be that
possibly painful
complicated.
too. Yeah, possibly painful. Wow. Wow.
That's more of the what I call, I guess you could say, hardcore biohacking. And it doesn't have to be that at all. If you really think about what biohacking is meant to be, I did say things like making sure that your body is functioning as optimally as possible.
Mhm.
And that's essentially what most people want. They want their bodies to be functioning optimally. They want their minds to be operating at a peak level. And all of this does not necessarily mean that you have to go out and buy all these weird devices and recording things and measure your blood glucose on a regular basis and all of this stuff. Basically, biohacking is knowing your body, which is all about biology, physiology, knowing how your body works, and then doing things in your life that, no matter how small those things that you may be doing, can start to make changes in your health, can start to make changes in how your body is functioning. So that may be perhaps this may be as simple as that eating something super fatty and sugary is not a great thing to put into your body. So you make the choice not to put that into your body. That's a very simple biohacking thing, because your body's going to function much more optimally if you don't put that super fatty, sugary thing into it. That is essentially what biohacking is all about. But when you're able to do it in ways that are simple, where you may affect these complex processes in your body, but just do them in a simple way. Maybe it's something like intermittent fasting, maybe just changing the times when you're eating. That helps to make your body and the way it's processing blood sugar. That might be a change that you make. It doesn't have to be a super complicated thing, and it can really just be a focus on making healthier choices in your life. That can certainly be considered biohacking. It's just understanding how your body works and creating those little lifestyle hacks that are going to make staying healthy easier for you to do.
Well, you have obviously stayed healthy, but I think there's one chapter in your life where maybe you could have gotten really beaten up. Now you don't strike me as being a large person, but in your bio, there was something about American gladiators. I know that has probably not very much to do with what we're talking about today or the subject of your talk and all that, but I'm so curious. Were you really on American Gladiators? Were you one of the gladiators?
I was definitely on American
Oh
Gladiators,
my
and
gosh.
I was not cast as one of the gladiators. This was the NBC version of American Gladiators. I believe Layla Ali and Hulk Hogan were the hosts of American Gladiators at that time. And I was not one of the gladiators. I was one of the contenders that had to often be matched up against one of the gladiators.
You
So
got
yes,
beat up. So
I
they beat
got beat
you up.
up. I got tossed into water. I got pile driven. Is that a word?
Oh, I actually know what that
I
is.
was
Oh,
body slammed.
okay.
I endured all of that. So it was quite an experience. Being a fitness competitor, of course, I'm not afraid of doing anything physical. I certainly had my share of a lot of physical feats and training that I had to do as a fitness competitor. But American Gladiators definitely took it into a whole new and different level. Um, it was a lot of fun. And I must say that there was a lot that I learned from the experience and a lot that I continue to draw from having been on American Gladiators. The the point where the show ended and you are basically going head to head against one other contender at the final race, which they call the eliminator. And that's basically a really long obstacle course. That's just well, I guess your standard obstacles course on steroids. It's a really long, crazy obstacle course that you have to go through. Um, I started off really well at the beginning of the obstacle course, and I wasn't actually in super awesome shape for this competition because I was called in as an alternate for American Gladiators.
Okay.
I was rounding at one of my nursing home facilities on patients when I received a phone call that they needed me to report to the studio if at all possible. I'm like, what? Because the casting for American Gladiators had happened, oh, I don't know, maybe a month before. So I wasn't selected. I had gotten into, I guess, the final cuts, but I was cut at the final cut. And so I was rounding at a facility when I got the call, and I said, sure, I can come this afternoon. We'll just have a few more patients to see. So I showed up, and it turns out someone had gotten injured in the first competition of the day, and that's why I had to fill in for her for the rest of the competition. So I wasn't quite in peak optimized shape for that competition. So when I ran through the obstacle course, I was very exhausted about halfway through. And the competitor I was up against had actually just flown ahead of me at that point because I was slowing down more and more through the middle of the race. And at that point, I didn't really even care. I just knew that I was going to finish this race. No matter what, I wasn't going to stop. I was just going to keep going, no matter how many times I fell off of this, that, and the other thing, or got beaten back down again. I just keep going. You're going to finish. So I remember climbing up this thing they called the pyramid.
Yeah.
Slowly working my way up the pyramid. I got to the top of the pyramid, and you were supposed to come down a zip line and then now have to run up, basically it looked like a reverse treadmill, but it was on an incline. So having to climb that up after you came down the zip line was the next to last thing you had to do. And I remember looking down as I grabbed the zip line about to launch myself down, and I saw the contender was still struggling. She was basically hanging on to the incline because she couldn't get up what they called the travelator, that incline treadmill. So I said, she's still struggling. All right. So I zipped on down. I said, okay, just get up this darn thing. And I somehow did it on my first try. And I busted through the wall and ended up as one of making it to the semifinals because I had gotten in on a faster time. So it was a pretty awesome feeling knowing that I was pretty much counted out. Everyone was just like, she's just got to finish. I don't know if she's going to finish this darn thing. She's struggling so much through the middle of this race. But I just kept telling myself, oh, I don't even care where she is, where she's finishing. I just know that I'm going to finish this race. And it ends up, hey, I ended up on top.
What a great attitude. Oh my gosh. That's a fun story to tell. Yeah, my goodness. Well, I'll tell you what, we are doing fine here with our time. I have another question about achieving your dream, and that is, and then I want to get into the title of what you want to talk about today, because I think a lot of people say it has to do with joint ventures, guys. So hang in there. You're going to love this. So the question that I've been asking is, how does your business fit into your dream? I know you've said some about that, but is there more that you want to share?
Oh, absolutely. The thing is that at the core of what I wanted to do, what I was born to do, as a child, it's easy to point to, oh, I'm hurt. I want to do something to help people because that's just an easy idea to wrap your mind around as a child. Someone's injured. Oh, I hurt myself. I want this to be fixed. Oh, that's cool. I want to be able to fix people when I grow up. So that's a really easy concept. Essentially, that is what I have in my heart. That's what I feel in my spirit, that I truly want to be able to help people.
Mhm.
And regardless of whether I was doing that as a physician, whether I was doing that as a fitness trainer, working on helping people more on the health and fitness side, focusing more on preventing people from getting to the point where I needed to treat them for stroke.
Oh,
As a
don't
physician.
mention stroke to somebody in my age group.
I mean, those are the, as a rehab physician, those are the patients that I see. But as a fitness trainer, those are the clients that I was trying to prevent from later becoming my patients.
Wow.
So I think that I really wanted to be able to do something to help people. And as I did more, wanted to reach more people with my message of fitness as a lifestyle for everyone. I knew that as the internet was growing, because I kind of grew up in that age where the internet was born and growing,
Mhm.
that reaching out online to people was going to be a way that I could really spread that message,
Smart.
getting that message across, that fitness was truly a lifestyle for everyone, no matter how busy you are, or how much money you have for a gym membership or not, that you somehow fitness could be a part of your life. So going online, creating group programs, trying to help as many people as possible was an important aspect of my business. Not necessarily as a physician,
Mhm.
because I didn't really see patients online, at least not until the
Yeah.
pandemic happened anyway. But I was definitely wanting to reach out to more people online in the fitness world and in the health and fitness industry. So being able to do that really allowed me to reach a wider segment of people, which was my ultimate goal, to help people. I know it may sound a little cheesy, but again, that was what I feel in my heart I was born to do. And as I continued to do that, um, and having been in the fitness competitor world, there was already a lot of TV exposure. So I found myself um, reaching a lot of people because I had exposure on television and because I had exposure online. And I found that some of my fellow friends in the fitness industry wanted to know more about that.
Mhm.
How are you getting all these opportunities to be more visible? How are you growing your business and reaching more people? And that's essentially what I wanted to do, is to be able to help my entrepreneur friends now on how to grow their own business, because there's so much I had learned about increasing my own visibility in business. And so again, in order to not necessarily just help people, my patients, or help people, my fitness clients, I was now able to expand my business even more and help fellow entrepreneurs grow their business with the things that I had learned about growing online.
Wow. You're amazing. You are just amazing. So this helping other people with their business, uh, that's something that you're starting to do more of, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
I remember when I first went online, I was struggling because I just didn't get it. I was like, how is it? Well, first of all, I did what many entrepreneurs do: just buy every course that you see. I'll just
Guilty.
you run into this course and that course. Oh, I need to learn this. Oh, that sounds like a cool idea. I can add that too. And just buy all these courses. And I learned so many things, and I just tried this, that, and the other thing. But I was really having trouble with the initial growth of my business. And it wasn't until I held a summit that I really started to put some steam behind what I was doing, to
Okay.
really start growing as a business that was functioning online. And that was because, as I learned with summits, you are able to help yourself by using other entrepreneurs. And I understood the importance of JV partnerships in building a business when you're first starting out, to partner with other people, help use their audiences to help grow my own audience. And that way, not only was through a summit, not only was I creating this awesome training material between two entrepreneurs who are collaborating together, you are also helping to grow each other's audiences together. So it just was a huge win-win to be able to teach a lot of people a lot of things, and then also to collaborate with other entrepreneurs, to meet even more entrepreneurs as I interviewed them, and as you are probably discovering yourself.
Yes.
So there's a whole lot of fantasticness,
I like
that's
that.
even a word,
We'll send that in the website.
when you are working with other people to help grow your own audience, because essentially that is the way towards exponential growth. Then you don't feel like you are kind of stuck in this mode of trying this thing and that thing and this thing and that thing and nothing really working, because you need an audience before you have all of you put together the perfect program, and you put together the perfect marketing campaign, because what's the marketing campaign if you don't have an audience to market to? So the audience is key, and building that audience through the use of JV partners and being able to teach people that using JV partners, it's really what I find the most fulfilling thing.
If I may, for those of you who don't know what JV means, that means joint venture partners. And this particular summit that I'm putting on, I am borrowing people such as Dr. Venus from an organization called JV Insider Circle, or Joint Venture Insider Circle, so that if any of you are wanting to find some JVs, work with Dr. Venus, to put together summits and that sort of thing, I'm living proof that it's going to really, really, really help. Because when you're in business, remember, this is personal development, business, health, and relationships. Okay, that's the Achieve Your Dream Summit. That when I'm putting together a course, which I have, Strategy for Destiny, like, where am I going to find people? Where am I going to find people who need this course and who want this course? It's all about visibility. It's about the marketing and everything. And when you work with this lady and you work with JVs, you work with joint venture partners, that becomes a possibility. And yeah, it's a lot of work. Oh my gosh, I have learned it's a lot of work, but it is phenomenal. So tell us more about your involvement with JVs and with summits and all that. You're pioneering something, aren't you? With JVs, aren't you starting up something here, or have you been at it for a while?
Well, I've been working in the JV management space, strictly in the JV management space as a specialty of sorts. It kind of grew as a division of the whole Dr. Venus brand, because I was helping people so much in the health and fitness arena, where people were a little bit confused. They're like, what are you doing? What is this JV management thing? What does that have to do with health? I'm like, well, it has a lot to do with the health of your business. But essentially, it is an entire other segment, and it's an entire other way of stimulating my brain. And I absolutely love it. What I'm doing essentially is helping to entrepreneurs form the relationships that are required to work with JV partners, because that's what a joint venture partnership is. It's a relationship. And when you're managing JVs, when you are a JV manager, you are acting on behalf of any of your clients in order to make those relationships, really foster those relationships and help them work towards building an audience for you. So as a JV manager, if any entrepreneur were to hire me, I would be reaching out to new people, reaching out to the people who are already in my database, people I've already met, relationships I've already created, and introducing them to my new client, telling them all about their products, services, whether it's something that they would like to be an affiliate for, whether it's something they would like to promote, whether it's something they could somehow figure out a collaboration with, maybe plan a new event, plan a new summit together, plan anything that might possibly occur. And then I just help make that connection happen and help make it happen. If it's as simple as, oh, I'll be an affiliate of yours, I'll take a commission, then I'll just give them all the information they need to promote that particular product or service. So that's essentially how that works in the JV management space. Of course, you can do your own JV management as an entrepreneur. Perhaps when you're first starting out, hiring a JV manager might not be your very first step, because it's a good idea to kind of learn how to collaborate with others first before you just assign someone to say, oh, just go meet some people for me and have them promote for me. Because really, you want to also get to know people, build those relationships yourself, because that will just make it so much stronger for you. So get out there, meet people, go to conferences, virtual summits, get involved in the Facebook groups, because there's Facebook groups associated with these groups. Comment, ask questions, meet in the breakout rooms, speak out in the breakout rooms when you're on Zoom calls. Just meet as many people as you can, and then just say, hey, I think we have a lot in common, or perhaps there might be a way our businesses can work together. Let's have a meeting and just see what might come of it. Even if there isn't a collaboration in the immediate future, just find out everything about their business. Find out what they do, who they help. And who they help is an important thing to know, because if it's not the same audience as yours, then a collaboration may not be the first thing on your list. I'm not going to say you need to just forget about it, this was a waste of time, but having the same audience is very key when you're first starting out with JV partnerships, because what's the point of helping to grow an audience that is not your audience?
Well, I probably won't collaborate with a diesel mechanic. More than likely. He knows what he was born to do.
Exactly. So there's no problem in meeting them. And I actually, of course, as a JV manager, because I have clients in different areas, I'll meet anybody and everybody, because you never know when you might need it. But that's true for every entrepreneur. You never know when you might need a connection to somebody. And sometimes when you're meeting people and you're trying to strike up JV deals, it's always a good idea to give first, to be the supportive one, so that you don't look like you're always taking. Oh, I need you to promote this. I need you to promote this. Relationships really start getting built when they're coming from a place of giving. And it's so much easier to want to support someone who first offered to support you. So definitely, when you're meeting lots of people, even if you're meeting people that are outside of your target audience, if their target audience doesn't necessarily meet yours, still get that information. Know who their target audience is, know what their programs and services are, know what they do for people, even know the size of their email list, so you kind of get a gauge of how they might be able to support others. Because when you get on phone calls with other people that you really want to be able to work with, if they're trying to meet someone and you have done so much networking and so many one-on-one calls with people that a person that fits who they're looking for, then that's something that is actually, an introduction is actually a fantastic way of giving to that person, not necessarily through supporting them as an affiliate, but giving them that introduction that will lead to more business for them. So definitely never close the door on meeting new people who might not necessarily meet your target audience, because it can be helpful for other relationship building on down the line.
Yeah, it's not always it's not always who you know. And I talk to you, you're a physician, and I'm this old guy who wants people to find their dream. Okay. So what do we have in common? Well, we do actually have a lot in common, but it's who you know also. Who can you
Exactly.
introduce me to? And that is what I have learned in working with other JVs, is that giving part is so amazing. And you know who the most giving people are? The ones who are the most successful. They really are. They're the people who have a 20,000 person email list or 100,000 or whatever. It's like, oh, I'll set you up with so and so. I'll do an email, I'll do an introduction, or get with me later. And I've got 5 people. I'm going, wow, these are really giving people. And that I'm glad you brought that up, because that makes a huge difference.
Absolutely. And again, uh, just go into each conversation knowing what your strategy is for your own personal collaborations. In order for a project to be successful, yes, you should have the same target audience as the person you are collaborating with on a specific project, because you want to be mutually growing each other's audiences. So you want to be able to benefit from that. And it only makes sense to work with someone who has the same target audience as you. But as you continue to network with people, don't necessarily say, nah, I don't need to talk to you more because you don't have my same target audiences. Because you never know when someone else that you want to work with needs that introduction to a person just like that.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Well, I am so enjoying this, and we've got to. I need to get to this next question, okay? And that is, I know that you have a gift for the people who are watching now. In fact, this lovely lady also has a premium gift for those who upgrade, do the VIP upgrade, which should be everybody. So you can watch her again, listen to her again, and hear everything from American Gladiators to JVs. I mean, that's running the gamut right there. Not running the gauntlet, but running the gamut. Yes. So
That was another event on American Gladiators.
no. All right. We'll talk about that on the next summit. Okay. So tell us about your free gift and about your premium giveaway also.
Absolutely. I have a free gift for everyone, and it's actually going to fit very nicely if you are trying to work with JV partners. JV partners is not necessarily the typical other entrepreneur, I promote you, you promote me type of thing. A JV partner is anyone who can somehow benefit from you and you benefit from them. And that includes the media. The media needs content. The media often wants to interview people because they have an audience and they need to show their audience something. So if you're trying to get on media, they are essentially a JV partner with you because you're helping provide content to them. However, they are helping give you more visibility. So you are mutually benefiting from each other. However, you often need to learn how to pitch that media partner
okay,
correctly.
Here comes the title. Here it comes.
In order to be noticed, because the media does get a lot of requests. So if you're trying to figure out how to do that so you actually get noticed and you don't just end up getting scrolled over in the inbox or thrown into the circular file, I have the quick start guide to the perfect pitch. So it works for media, it works for pitching potential JV partners. Perhaps you're trying to reach out to that high level partner. This quick start guide is just what you're looking for.
I guess. Okay. Now that's the free part. Okay. Now she's got a premium one for you VIP upgraders, if that's a word. Okay. Tell us some more about that.
Well, if you do get the VIP pass, I am going to give you a bonus, and that is my Power of JV Partners workshop. I hold this half-day workshop where I actually take you step by step on where to find JV partners, how to find the JV partners, how to get the attention of a high-level JV partner and actually have them consider working with you. How to structure commissions, like what commission you should be paying for certain types of products and services, depending on your business, what's a good standard to look at. I teach you about how to even set up an affiliate system, how to keep track of who gets how much commission for what sales.
Which we have done, which
yes,
we are doing here. Yes.
Exactly. So I'll help you figure out how you're supposed to keep track of that in terms of knowing who sent who to where for what sale.
Oh,
Sometimes it can be a little complicated. So if you're really wanting to use the power of JV partners to grow your audience by using their audiences, this half-day workshop is absolutely perfect for you, and you will get a full recording of the full half-day workshop.
whoo! That is downright priceless. That really is. I am amazed. Well, I've got one more question for the lovely Dr. Venus, and that is, I'm going to check this out because I want to get it right. And that is, when it comes to living your best life, what advice do you have for our viewers, for our audience, living your best life? So wrap it up, take it home.
Living your best life. Oh my gosh, have fun. Oh my gosh, it's so important. Have fun. And this tracks directly with biohacking. So coming back to the basics, back to your health. When you're having fun in life, you're going to be so much more productive. And making sure that you're keeping your stress levels in check, which means you're keeping your cortisol levels in check, is going to help optimize your body for peak prime functioning. Cortisol can do a whole lot of stuff to your body. I won't get into it now because it's going to take a long time to explain, but it can do a whole lot of things to you that doesn't particularly help you function at all in terms of peak function. Your memory, your sexual function, your cardiovascular function, your immunity, your digestion, so many things are affected by cortisol levels that stay too high for too long. So have fun, take a breath.
I forget.
Life is awesome. So enjoy it, because overall, you're going to be a lot healthier for it.
Oh my goodness. My goodness. Well, okay. Now look, you got to get the course, because it goes with the freebie. Okay. If you really want to make your life better, okay, to achieve your dream, let's do the upgrade. All right. Now I want to thank Dr. Venus Ramos. I rolled the R. Did you catch that? Okay. Yeah. And this has been delightful. And aren't these interviews fun? Aren't they fun? If this is your last one, whoa, terrible. But if you're right in the middle of all these interviews, because we're running for several days, remember that, running for several days, then get on all of them. Get on all of them. But if you can't, be sure to do the upgrade so that you have access to them until you're my age. Okay. All righty. So we're gonna call it a day here. Thank you, Dr. Venus, and we can smile our way out.